Welcome to Weight Loss and Wellness for Real, the podcast where people like you get the practical solutions and support you need to permanently lose the physical and mental weight so you can feel better and live the life you really want to live in the body and mind you really want to be living in. If you're looking to overcome your stress eating, overeating, binging behaviors, and move to a place of food and body freedom, as well as find more meaning and more moments of joy in life, you are in the right place. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here and tuning in and listening. I really appreciate each and every one of you spending your time every week listening to this podcast. And I also really appreciate getting lots of your feedback. And I've had quite a few comments lately just on that some of you are finding value through this and some things that are shifting in your lives. And that really is why I do this, and that makes me so happy. So I appreciate hearing about those things. Just a reminder, you can head to my website, heatherheynen.com. Heynen is how you spell my last name. And from there, you can sign up for my free monthly newsletter on all things well-being. It is free. I never give away your email address, so you're not going to get spammed or anything like that, but you will every month get a little article on, I don't know, something I'm interested in, but that I hope brings wellness and well-being to your life, as well as I always include a high protein recipe and then some links to get discounts on products and services that support this show. So you can head over there and sign up for that. Today, I am kind of going back into the roots of this podcast to talk about specifically binging. This, however, could be applied if you have a behavior of overeating as well as emotional eating. You're going to find some help for those things in this episode as well, but I am going to kind of be specific to binging behaviors. And I just really wanted to give a quick down and dirty episode on what it really takes to stop binging behavior. And I'm sort of working on a episode I'm going to do my personal journey through this because I've never really done. I mean, through this, if you listen to this podcast and all the episodes, you hear little bits and pieces of my story throughout. But I am, and this was per request, I've had this requested from quite a few listeners, just giving my story beginning to end with my binge eating disorder. So I am working on that. That will be coming in the future. But I, I did want to just go back into if you deal with overeating behaviors, binge eating disorder, or binge eating episodes. Really, the bottom line. I mean, there's so much work that can be put into ending binge eating for good, but there really is one concept that has to come first. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you why and just give you the quick down and dirty how to get it started. So we really want to understand, I cannot stress this enough, that most of us are never, ever going to stop binging unless we eat enough first. So we're going to understand how binging is triggered, what a binge looks like, and then most importantly, how we need to nourish our bodies first to prevent binging from occurring. So I really want you to imagine this scenario. This is what goes on for most of us. Okay, you've been working all day long, barely had time for a proper meal, and now as the evening sets in, you find yourself standing in front of the fridge, mindlessly eating anything you can find. And this could also be a scenario where maybe on the way home from work, again, you're really, really hungry. You haven't had much time to eat or much nourishing food to eat all day. And so you go through fast food restaurant, you order a ton of food, and or maybe you visit multiple fast food restaurants, eating a ton of food in the car before you get home, or you stop. The grocery store and gather all your favorite binge foods because you've just a lot of stress and you're going to go home and binge. These are really common scenes for many, many of us. And it often, and this is sort of what sets us up for that binge. So, what triggers binging? Binging is often a response to physical and emotional cues. So these are things within our bodies, as well as situations that can happen outside our bodies, like in our environment. But whatever is happening outside still triggers things within us, within our bodies. So feelings, emotions, and or physical cues. So physically, if you've been restricting your food intake or following a very low energy density, low calorie diet, your body sends out strong hunger signals as it tries to compensate for the energy deficit. So, emotionally, stress, anxiety, and even boredom can really push us towards food as a source of comfort. And these triggers set the stage for a binge. So, a binge typically looks like eating a large quantity of food in a very short period of time. It's often accompanied by feelings of guilt, shame, and a sense of loss of control. And you might start with a small snack, but before you know it, you've consumed like an entire bag of chips, half a pizza, a pint of ice cream. And this cycle is so incredibly disheartening, but it's important to recognize that it's not about willpower. There are physiological and psychological factors at play. And that's why it can be so difficult to stop this behavior, even though you want to so desperately. So, why is it that you will never stop binging until you eat enough first? The answer lies in nourishment. When your body is deprived of the essential nutrients it needs, it goes into survival mode, making you crave high calorie, high sugar foods. And your body is simply trying to protect you from what it perceives as starvation when it goes into this sort of urges to binge. So, by adequately nourishing your body, you can break this cycle. Proper nourishment involves eating enough calories, having enough energy to meet your body's energy needs, and really ensuring that those calories come from nourishing food. So you really do need foods that are rich in nutrients to give back to your body. And this also means for those of us who deal with binging, regular meals and snacks that provide a mix of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So again, regular meals, which means, and you guys have heard this before, if you're dealing with binging, I really recommend at minimum 3 meals a day, usually with one snack thrown in there, maybe two, because you don't ever want to get that those binging urges turned on. And in order to keep those off, or at least to minimize their noise, your body needs to know that it's safe, and food is safety. So you have to nourish it on a regular basis. Again, caveat here, I am not saying that, you know, those of you who are eating 2 meals a day and love that and it's great and all those things, I am not saying that doesn't work for some people. I am saying if you are in the throes of binging behaviors with food, then you really want to start eating those 3 meals minimum a day. All right, let's talk about how to nourish your body. So let's talk specifics. How can you nourish your body to prevent binging? Here are some really practical meals. Now I'm repeating myself, but eat regular meals. So aim for 3 main meals and 2 to 3 snacks per day. And this keeps your blood sugar levels stable, and it prevents all the hormonal cascades, all the neurotransmitters cascades, everything that prevents extreme hunger, and that extreme hunger triggers binging. So we need these steady meals. We need steady blood sugar levels. Make sure you are including protein and healthy fats in all your meals. So we can live with our carbohydrates, although I really recommend that if you're dealing with binging, behavior, I really want you to also have carbohydrates within your meals, because there's a reason for this. These carbohydrates really help with the whole serotonin response. Serotonin and GABA help us feel calm and relaxed. So I'm fine if you're not doing carbohydrates for breakfast and lunch, but definitely in the evening, I often am coaching my clients who are dealing with this to have some carbohydrate in the evening. But anyway, at your meals, make sure you're including protein and healthy fat. Protein and fats take a lot longer to digest, help us feel fuller longer, really keeps that blood sugar steady, like I was talking about before. And, this is going to obviously include things like lean meats, fish, eggs, beans, nuts, seeds in your meals. Incorporate complex carbohydrates. So foods like whole grains, so oatmeal, things like that. Maybe a little bit of fruit. You don't want to overdo the fruit. There's lots of fructose and sugar in that, so that can actually cause blood sugar crash depending on what you're eating that with. Vegetables are safe. They provide a steady release of energy packed with fiber, which aids in digestion and keeps you full. Staying hydrated. Sometimes what we perceive as hunger is actually thirst. So making sure you're hydrated throughout the day. Mindful eating, you guys. Hey everyone, just a quick interruption to talk about a new company I'm working with, a company that I actually adore. That is Kion Aminos. I've been using Kion Aminos daily for months now, and I love this product so much. I was super, super excited to work with them. This company is a very, very well vetted. It is one of the only companies that have all 9 essential amino acids in their product, and where they also list exact amounts of each essential amino acid, which so many companies do not disclose. So you know that you are getting exactly what you need in this product. So, supplementing with essential amino acids has been shown to help with appetite control, as well as helping to support muscle maintenance and also recovery. Kion aminos can help you feel fuller longer, help to reduce cravings, and help build muscle for a leaner body. We cannot produce all the amino acids we need for optimal health directly in our bodies. We need to get some of them, called essential amino acids, through our food or supplementation. And if we do not consume these essential amino acids on a regular basis, our bodies lose the ability to create and maintain muscle mass as well as bone density. And so making sure you're getting all the amino acids you need becomes really, really important. And I really believe, particularly as we age. I really like knowing that along with getting in my dietary protein amount, I am also supplementing with the essential amino acids I want daily for my long-term goals of strength, muscle maintenance, maintaining my weight, and staying healthy as I age. So some real quick protocols if you're trying out the product. And if you're someone trying to lose weight, you could take a scoop mixed with water in the morning and then again in the afternoon. Usually when you notice your energy slumping in the afternoon, to help boost that appetite control before dinner. This is often how I use Kion Aminos. Also, if you're an endurance athlete and you're doing longer than 1 hour of endurance work, you could take 5 to 10 grams per hour. So when I do my long bike rides, this is what I'm making sure I take in every hour. This really ensures that my muscles are getting everything they need as they are working really hard for me. I feel better riding with this protocol. You could also take a scoop before bed after a hard workout to help with recovery. So, since I felt all the benefits of this product, I really want to share it with you. And because you are a listener of this podcast, you can try their product for 20% off. If you decide to give these a try, because you could use some help with appetite control and or want to supplement for muscle maintenance and recovery, then use my referral link, which is getkion.com/Heather. Again, that is GETKION.com/Heather for 20% off your order. This company is so great because they also offer a 60-day money back guarantee on their products. So go check it out at getkion.com/Heather for 20% off and see how essential amino acids can support your weight loss goal and your athletic performance. I talk about this all the time. It's so important, but really being mindful when you are eating. So paying attention to your eating habits while you are eating, eating slow, really working on using your senses to savor each bite, listening to your body's hunger and fullness cues. Those of you who work with me, you know we use the hunger scale to practice this. And this can really help you become more in tune with your body's needs. And then another one is planning your meals. And everyone rolls her eyes at this one, but I work clients through how this can become really easy. It doesn't need to take a lot of time, but having a plan helps you avoid the last minute scramble that often leads to unhealthy choices where you're not nourishing your body. So prepping your meals and snacks ahead of time to ensure you have nutritious options available makes it so much easier to nourish your body. Um, Timing is important, as we talked about. You want to eat again at regular intervals. You can see how important this is because now I'm talking about it for a third time, but every 3 to 4 hours, it really prevents that extreme hunger that often precedes a binge for many of us dealing with binge eating disorder. So, you want to think breakfast, and you want to think protein at breakfast more than anything else. Mid-morning snack can be helpful. So, you want to make sure, if between breakfast and lunch, if you get hungry, then you're going to need a mid-morning snack. And again, I recommend protein for that. Lunch, you want a mix of hopefully protein and vegetables. You could even do things like a quinoa salad with grilled chicken, and a whole bunch of vegetables. That would be a great choice. Afternoon snack. So between lunch and dinner, if you get very hangry or hungry, you really then want to start planning an afternoon snack. Something super easy would be Greek yogurt, maybe with a couple of blueberries, or maybe a couple tablespoons of hummus with some carrot sticks and celery. That really can um, curb that afternoon slump that many of us get. And then dinner, again, you want to focus on a really balanced plate with lots of lean protein, tons of vegetables, and then, complex carbohydrates. So, an idea there would be baked salmon with half a sweet potato and some steamed broccoli, or maybe a full sweet potato. Obviously, everybody is different depending on their body size and goals. And if you need an evening snack, uh, if you still find like you're kind of getting those urges to binge at that time, then you want to choose something, um, like maybe something high in protein again. So something like maybe a small portion of cottage cheese with a little bit of fruit, or more Greek yogurt, or, you could do a protein smoothie. Things like that before bed can be really helpful. All right. One last thing I want to throw in. Um, it's really crucial to approach this journey with compassionate empathy for yourself and self care. So, binging and overeating are really complex behaviors, and they are often tied to deep-seated emotions and habits. And that's kind of the other part of the work that we do when we are in the throes of emotional eating or binge eating disorder, or just habits of overeating. It really is figuring out, okay, where is this coming from? How do I work through this? So there are lots of emotions, and habit breaking that have to come into play. Really important to be kind to yourself in this process. You want to understand that breaking free from this cycle, it is a journey. It is a process. It is okay to seek support from friends, family, or even a professional. So remember here, the goal is not perfection, but progress. By nourishing your body adequately, you are taking significant steps toward a healthier relationship with food and really ending that binging behavior. If you want more, in depth on this, I do have a online course that many of you have already heard about, that takes you through all this. And you can just find that on my website, heatherheynen.com, and navigate to courses, and you can look at the stuff there. Um, Again, I just want to reiterate, I've been through this and I've broken free of this, and I cannot express how much more fulfilling, meaningful, joyful my life is, not dealing, not being in the grasp and the prison that is binge eating disorder. So if you're out there listening to this and you are in prison with this, I totally understand. It completely steals your life. And I am here to tell you, you can break free. You can get out of this. All right. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you, and we will talk soon. Did you know you can find a lot more help from me on my website? Go to heatherheynen.com. Heynen is spelled Heynen, and there you will find links to my online courses, how I work with clients one-on-one, as well as online with my coaching and counseling services that I offer. The information in this podcast is intended to provide a broad understanding and knowledge of healthcare topics. This information is for educational purposes only and should not be considered complete and should not be used in place of advice from your physician or healthcare provider. We recommend you consult your physician or healthcare professional before beginning or altering your personal exercise, diet, or supplementation program.